Good evening and welcome to my channel. Tonight we'll be continuing our story of The Hearts of Argyle Godfrey by Nicholas Leonard. Chapter 12. Argyle, Heidi squealed upon handing me a bottle of Powerade. Whenever that time comes, you take as much time off of work as you need, all right, honey? Thanks for understanding, Heidi. Then, after my shift, I was constricted in the arms of my mom while she hugged me in the kitchen right in front of that picture of me on the fridge. "Oh, Argyle, my Argyle," she whined, grocery bags on the table like empty potato sacks. "It'll be okay, Mom. Dr. Cibola says Dr. Tempest is the best." "Oh, I know, but you're my baby boy." I might have groaned under different circumstances, but this time I didn't. Finally, I was released from the mama bear embrace. "Oh, I have to call all the family. Tell them the good news." "We don't know how long I'll be on that list, Mom." "We have to think positively, Argyle. Did you tell your friends in that support group of yours?" "I have." "Oh, they must be so happy for you. Argyle, I have to go before Market Basket gets too crowded." "All right, Mom. Love you too." She kissed the top of my head. "I love you too, Argyle. See you soon." "You're in a support group," Demi said to me that night in the basement of St. Anne's while everyone but us was at the donut table. "I'm supposed to help you too, you know." "Yeah, huh?" I nodded. "So why do you look scared?" she asked. "Scared?" "Yeah, scared. Like you're about to be launched into outer space or something. Are you scared of having surgery?" "No," I moped. "I don't think it's that. I don't really feel scared." "Well, whatever it is that's bugging you, I can tell you haven't told a soul," Demi theorized. "There's nothing to tell." She looked deep into my eyes, jumping the fence of my eyebrows and straight into my mind. Yeah, sure." I nodded timidly before going to get a donut, but her voice lassoed me. "Tomorrow, you, Holly, and I are going on a little field trip." I twisted around. "To where?" "To where I lost my finger, where she lost her leg, and wherever it was that you lost your heart." I almost chuckled. "That's going to be a long field trip, Demi." "Since when have I cared about time?" All I did was give the best approving smirk I could manage making before turning back around towards the donut table. That next morning, Demi picked me up in her car. I got in the back seat because Holly and her crutches were in the front passenger seat. I buckled up, and we were on our way. Our first stop was in Linfield, where Demi and her fiancé had put a down payment on a little bungalow. "Sliced my finger off right in front of him," Demi explained while we sat inside the running car on the curb. "Ring and all. I did it in the kitchen with the steak knife in front of these blue checkered curtains I was so happy with getting. I left it there too, you know." Okay, Holly groaned. "He was a redhead too," Demi went on. "My father always said not to trust redheads." I piped up from the back seat. "How come you cut off yours and not his?" "One, it felt more powerful, like I was literally detaching myself from him. And two, he probably could have pressed charges on me." There was a lot of thought in her voice. Then she brushed her pointer finger, which being intact seemed more slender and lovely than anybody else's finger, down her neck. "I got this hummingbird tattoo before the bandages on my hand were even removed." "Christ, you're like an Amazon," Holly complained. Deciding to participate in our field trip, I asked, "How'd you find out he was cheating?" "Found a pink bra that wasn't mine. Then I decided to do some of my own investigating," Demi explained. "Does he still live there?" I asked. "I don't know. He tried getting a restraining order on me, but that fell through. I think he's scared of me, so he could have run away. The little scaredy cat." This made me think of my lingering fear of Aurora. Was that similar or different? Demi let Holly drive. It got a little hairy at times, with Holly almost hitting a fire hydrant and laughing, and with Demi reaching over to rapidly overcorrect the wheel while a pickup truck narrowly avoided us. Holly hadn't driven much since her accident, and this was on account of some mild PTSD and having one leg, but she managed to get us to a residential neighborhood which had a long and tall wire fence separating the neighborhood from the Yankee Division Highway, part of Route 28, where her accident happened. There we sat, watching cars whip by in marvelous speeds from the safety of a residential neighborhood where the speed limit was 15. It was night, Holly said. I was pulling onto the highway right there, she pointed, merging onto oncoming traffic. But just as I was, he came speeding down, over the grass, taking out the yield sign and crashing into my car. It rolled over, and I think while it was rolling, the door came in and crushed my leg. They couldn't save it. They say he was drunk, too. I'm sorry, Holly, I exhaled. Don't be. He's in jail, she said. It just left my lips. But you'll never get your leg back. Thankfully, it seemed as though my comment evaded Holly, for her gaze was intense on Route 128. But I myself was vexed by my own comment. Had my heart been intact, maybe I would have had better restraint. I didn't mean it in any offensive kind of way, of course, but I recognized just how thoughtless saying something like that was. It's okay, Demi said, rubbing the remaining thigh Holly had. That's the highway that changed my life, Holly said through a trance, and her voice stepped out of the trance limply as if it too had one leg. But it's okay. Demi twisted in the passenger seat. Want to drive us to where you lost your heart, Argyle? That might be a long drive with many stops, I brooded. Take us to just one spot then, Holly insisted. Demi and I both got out to help Holly out of the car and help her get back into the back seat, whereafter I took the wheel and Demi took shotgun. I did a U-turn instead of a three-point turn in the middle of the street and started en route to Salem. Here it is, I said as the three of us walked up to the Roop's mansion, where tourists were taking pictures of themselves at. This is the Hocus Pocus house, isn't it? Holly queried. It is, said Demi. What's so special about it, Argyle? This is where, on this very sidewalk, is where my ex listened to my chest and heard nothing, I explained while marveling at the Roop's mansion. It had gotten hotter since the morning, so we had the subtle sensation of melting while the sun came down on us in front of the large white house. She walked up to me and put her head down to my chest, stepped back and had the most awestruck look on her face. But she also looked doomed as well, but also, at the same time, relieved of that doom. I rambled. I gave my heart to her a month later, and the relationship just sputtered out afterwards. I turned around to face them, apologizing. It's not really as traumatic as your stories, but it's a little haunting. What else do you expect from meeting a girl in Salem? Demi half teased. Nobody ever looked at me like that, I soliloquied. We loved with a love that was more than love. So, Demi chirped, what happened? A lot, I said, turning around. Well, that's my story, I guess. You didn't say how you got that scar, though, Holly. As a kid, I was running around the house and split my head open on the corner of a table. I guess we all have scars, I said. Demi pointed at my chest, again her intact pointer finger having more power than it should have. Pretty soon you'll have one, too. That's the plan, I chuckled a bit too nervously. We topped the outing off with a late lunch at the 99, where I got to experience some of the amusing banter between Holly and Demi. Thus ends Chapter 12 of The Hearts of Argyle Godfrey by Nicholas Leonard.